Hey everybody, this is Sean Mons with Firearms&Fitness, and yeah, we're just doing a quick conditioning session real quick. All I'm doing is I'm just gonna walk over to my gym, and I figured I'd share some of my thoughts with you guys about what I got going on in the works. So for those that did not see the post, I decided I'm gonna give the Tacticon V4 Predator another run, and I'll live with you guys. I do not have high hopes for it. I really don't. It's some of y'all that have commented on the first one don't seem to fucking get it, but any optic that can't take a slight bump like that and loses zero that fucking badly is a shit optic. If I'm making a low percentage shot at something that is 25 yards away that I need to make a low percentage shot on, I don't want to fucking guess where the fucking round's going. If it drops 6 inches and I don't know that, guess what? I've either missed, hit something else, or fucking possibly done much worse. 6 inches is the difference between getting that eye box and that nice brain stem to hitting him in the fucking chin. And I don't know if y'all know this, but pistols aren't super powerful. All right, as much as I love my 9s and whatnot, they're not my fucking go-to. Even a 357, there's cases, all right, where people have been shot in the jaw and the bullet just stopped. There's been cases where people get shot in the skull and that shit ricochet off, all right? And this idea that, oh, well, it still hit the target, not that big a deal, is fucking grade school shit. And we're back, guys. So, yeah, I know I had here. Anyway, so the moment it gets quiet, fucking car goes by and makes noise. But anyway, so something I really want to start doing is doing a little bit of commentary on what some of the professionals are saying for stuff. And this will go for like the fitness community along with the tactical community as well. Because sometimes I do think they just say shit to sell stuff to you guys or to us, or just to sell an idea because they've kind of just run out of shit. And again, I have a small background in this stuff. Like, to give you like a quick rundown of my background, I was a correctional officer for 12 years. Some of y'all might be poo-pooing at that, but with everything comes different, like different experiences and different things to think about and different interactions with people. And then, along with being, a correctional officer, I was on the SRT team for approximately 5 years. Through that, I got specialized training in less lethal equipment, riot formations, lethal equipment, specifically on a shotgun. We got a little hands-on training with the AR and the Glock. However, I've gotten so much more training on the outside for pistol work and, rifle work that I don't think I'm going to be lacking in that area to at least have a reasonable understanding of what the fuck I'm talking about, or at least have some principles to speak on. And that's something I would like to try to start doing, is a commentary. What I think is absolute bullshit, what I think is, probably good, good practices, and then other things that are just good in specific circumstances and not just, something we're going about not thinking. I'd also like to start getting some commentary on some of the fitness crazes that go on, my training, thought patterns. You guys know that I'm doing strongman. I'm getting back into it at least, and that was my chosen sport forever. I did strength sports for a hot minute, and I am working towards getting back in there. My first real competition, I don't know if I'll do a competition between then and there, is going to be in June of 2025. So I'm currently 29 weeks out as it reads right now. I got 29 weeks of training that I can do to try to prep myself for it. And the good news is I am bouncing back rather fast. Again, my deadlifts are truly going to be the thing that holds me back more than anything else. My pressing is really coming back, which I'm really happy about. I was never a great presser. I would love to sit here and tell you guys, oh, you know, amazing. I was good enough at pressing not to come in last. That's really, and even then that was a struggle. Like I am not a good presser. Squats, like I said, as much as I love strongman, squats are very much an accessory movement to the sport. Your big like 1 rep maxes or rep maxes or stuff like that, not necessarily going to be squats, though I wish it would be more often. You're going to normally see deadlifts and pressing events as the 1 max, or loading events, Atlas stones, which is something else I was never super great at. I was never great at being a good Atlas stone, or, you know, I was never good at stones. I am decent at carries. I was actually really good at carries. Long and short, if I can get it to my chest, I'd go forever for it with it. I'm trying to think of like other things, but either way, my biggest things though that I'm having to work on is just making sure my back is healthy and my conditioning is up, because I have let my conditioning slip quite a bit, which is unfortunate. But good news is we're going to be fixing that shit today, or at least some of it. I'm trying to do one sort of day that is just like max level conditioning. So today we're gonna do we're just gonna do some skiers, maybe some rowers, might try to run, and then of course I'm walking as well. I do try to get 10,000 steps a day. I understand that a lot of people say that's all the conditioning you need. Not so much in strongman, because I need to be able to do sprints. I need to be able to really push myself on events. And guys, I'm not a tall person, and I weigh 250. That is my walk around weight. Now, I normally will water cut down to 231 to compete. This competition, I got to compete at 100 kilo, which is 220, which means I'm going to have to cut down my body fat enough to where I'm sitting at best 240. If I'm over 240, this water cut is going to be hell. I would like to be sitting at 235, 231, but you know, that really depends on me. You know, making sure I'm putting the work in, I'm not missing my sessions, that I'm doing the extra miles to do my training and whatnot, and you know, making sure I'm recovering. Recovery is kind of the biggest point here. That's when your body's going to do the most repair, building, and even fat loss. It's when you're sleeping and making sure your body, you know, your body has the nutrient partition to make sure that nothing's getting fucked. But let's get ready to do some heavy cardio. This is how I know I have to get more mobile. Just sitting on my thighs like that is fucking killing me. But here it is. All right, so this is perfectly straight up, right? It's about as far down as I can sit before my calves start touching my hamstrings, and then my quads are taking care of the rest of the elasticity because they're so fucking tight all the time. Which means I should do way more. Oh my God, that hurts so bad. Which means I should do way more mobility work than I'm currently doing. And I gotta say, it's hard. Lean beef patty.
if you're fucking out there, I don't know how you fucking do this. This hurts so goddamn much. Like, not a pain that I'm gonna rip something. It's just a pain that I know I am super not flexible. And honestly, I would benefit fucking greatly from becoming more flexible. See, I can touch my toes. It's no fucking issue. Yeah, that's not a fucking issue. But it's not like I can readily get into that situation. Sweet Jesus, I feel so good on the right behind the knee, right where your hamstring and your calf meet. God, that fucking, it hurts so good. It's also getting to stretch out my lower back. Like, I don't think you guys can see it. Come on, buddy. Just doing some post-workout stretches. Come on, buddy. It's just some post-workout stretching. I truly don't know how people do this all the time. One, I find it incredibly boring. But two, it's just really not my thing. That's worse since I'm getting fucking teardrops of sweat in my eyes. If y'all know any mobility plans, feel free to suggest them to me. Because God knows I could fucking use them. Let me see if I can't stretch out my fucking shoulders here. Alright, everybody pretend you're in prison. Fucking right where the lat attaches to your tricep is where I fucking feel it the most right now. I will say this one thing though. I am looking, at least I think so, fairly buff. This is without a pump too. So, hey, look. You see that ass? Like, look at that bitch. Fuck yeah. Yeah. Oh, that downlighting working great. The fucking moment when you realize you weren't recording a fucking thing. You've been talking to a camera for fucking 10 minutes. Anyway, so just got out of the gym. Did our conditioning day. We know a couple things for sure. My conditioning is shit. My mobility is shit. Two things I'm gonna work on. Have a dedicated work on day to make sure I kind of pick up on those along with my other general conditioning work. If it gets to the point where it's starting to be too fatiguing while I'm in this phase, I will, keep a tab on it. But again, though, I can't promise anything. Gotta get across the street before it turns green. The biggest part right now is that what I'm working on as far as it goes is managing my fatigue. I got to make sure that I'm not wearing my body out. That way I don't miss lifts, I don't miss sessions, I don't just get too tired and whatnot. Now this also comes with, make sure I'm resting up and I'm, getting enough sleep, eating properly, and all that fun jazz. Now, am I going down to like the micronutrient with everything? No. I am taking kind of a little more laissez-faire with my diet. Like, I know what I need to do as far as food goes. I know, burgers and fries are not going to get to me where I want. It's going to be, more chicken breast, chicken thighs, green vegetables, fruits, protein powder, some beef here and there, some fish here and there. The basic things that everybody knows is healthy. Nothing, it's not going to be anything spectacular. I'm not going to be breaking new ground with this ultra clean, something diet, the vertical diet or whatever it's fucking called. I'm not going to keto. I'm not doing any of that shit. I'm doing what we all know to be what is considered a good diet, a relatively healthy diet. And I'm going to try to keep that up because so far it's been helping me really perform in the gym. I'm getting my lifts in. I'm not missing anything. And that's really one of the most important things when you talk about getting everything in and prepping for a show. Is making sure you're not missing the things you can control. I can control, what I'm eating. I can control the effort I'm putting in to my workouts. Right now, as I was trying to say before, then I realized I wasn't fucking recording. I'm so fucking mad about that. Alright. What I was saying before is I'm in a building phase right now. I'm not working off any percentages. I'm just there to put good effort in, heavy effort, to make sure that I'm able to perform when I do go into start working in percentages and when I start tapering off the volume. Right now, we're working in a fairly, it's heavy volume, mild frequency. The 2 times per week, I'd say, is mild frequency. The major lifts that I'm worried about, I'm doing anywhere from 10 to 20 sets on. And I'll show you more of my program later. Last week, I should have put out my walkthrough of the FNF5, which is the program I'm walking through right now, and it's working really well. I was a little worried that the 5-day split would be a little too much for me right now, but honestly, I'm 2 weeks in and I feel great. Now, once I'm 6 weeks in, we'll definitely know for sure how well that's working out. I'm going to start feeling fatigue, and I'll probably have to take a deload around the 6-week mark, especially as I'm trying to lose a bit of weight. But I'm trying to do it relatively slowly so that I do not eat up any muscle, or as little muscle as I can. I'm technically doing a small recomp because once I get down to 240, I should be able to water cut down to what I need. I'll be a little bit quicker on my feet too, and I'll be a little bit more mobile. I won't have as much, fluff kind of holding me together. And that'll be helpful for this competition. The biggest thing I'm worried about right now for this competition is the log. It's a log for max. You get 3 attempts at a log for max. It's Wessel rules. And if you don't know what Wessel rules are, it's like powerlifting, except if you miss your lift, you don't get to fucking try it again. And once there's weight on a bar, you can't take off the weight. It's on the bar, so you either lift it or you don't. And I would like to be able to do like a 235 log. I don't know if I said it on this one or not, but as I said before, my log has always been about 50 pounds under what I can press in general. and the best log I've ever done is 205. So, which is a miserable number. My best axle was 250. But that's really ominous. That's kind of pretty. But anyway, so biggest thing though is staying healthy, making sure my back stays healthy and whatnot, because there are going to be some relatively back heavy exercises that I'm going to need it to be strong, healthy, and ready to roll. We got to carry. I'm pretty sure for my weight class, the sandbag is 275, and then there's a fire hydrant. I have no clue how heavy that fire hydrant is. But if it's the second implement, I imagine it's heavier than 275. I could be fucking wrong. It could be lighter. It could be 150 pounds. Wouldn't that be wonderful? But then I have a sled drag behind, so that's going to burn my back. It's going to burn my quads. Just dragging that bitch back. I got to keep up with the sprints. I got to keep up with my skiing and everything. I don't want to show up to the show, be out of breath 5 steps into something. You know, trying to come in prepared, and trying to follow kind of what Miss Schumer says. Just don't miss your reps, don't miss your sets, don't miss your workouts. You know, put effort in. If you're going to show up, show up. This would be the same when you do anything else in life. If you're going to do it right. So, right now though, like I said, training's going well. I'm keeping up. I'm recovering fairly well. I don't have any aches and pains and jitters and this, that, and the other, which can be one of two things. Either the volume is just right for me right now, or it's too low, or the weight might be too low that I'm using. Like I've said before, I'm a little worried about pushing the weight right now, just because my lower back is what is holding me back the most right now. But if I continue to feel great, my lower back continues to feel great, I know the weight will come. I'm pretty sure, my 265 squats for 12 felt excellent. I didn't feel like my back definitely was the limiting factor there, but it wasn't like that was the thing that was going to end me if I pushed. I'm thinking, depending on how 285 goes next week for my squats, I'll probably bump that up. I know my deadlifts are looking good. I might be able to start doing 315 again for sets of 12 and start working into mid threes. Again, all depending on if my back feels it. I'll do an actual walkthrough and my game plan for this competition a little closer. Right now, though, the game plan is just build, stay healthy, make a good base. So as Alex Bromley would say, when you peak, your peak can be higher. I don't know. It's kind of my thoughts for now. And I'll keep y'all filled in on what's going on.